Welcome to the cult of Razer. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Hollow and this is the Razer Raiju. As a small disclaimer, I did receive this product for testing, but my views are my own and this is going to be a totally unbiased review. Now, jokes aside, the Razer Raiju is one of the two officially licensed PlayStation 4 controllers, the other one being the Nikon Revolution Pro, that was developed with the help of professional players and with esports in mind. That said, we'll be taking a closer look at the controller and if it's going to be any good in the hands of an average Joe like myself. Now, since this is a Razer product and at the same time a Sony officially licensed one, I did get into testing with some really high hopes for this.
I will be getting this out of the way right from the beginning. It's wired, so you won't be able to use it without the 3-meter long braided cable that is included with the travel case. In case you're thinking, why? It's because it was the only way to remove the lag introduced by a Bluetooth connection. In terms of design, it does look like an Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 controller had a one-night stand and we were left with their fatter, larger kid. But it does have a pretty nice feel as it's not too heavy nor too light. The rubber grips on the back of the controller, although they make my hands a bit sweaty, make me wish I had them on the PS4 as they prove to be quite comfortable after a long gaming session. You can also find the same rubber on the removable thumb caps that are pre-included and pre-installed over the analog sticks. Now onto something less pleasing, the D-pad. Each button requires quite a bit of force to press and sliding your thumb from one onto the other isn't as easy as it should be. The analog sticks, on the other hand, have a more refined feel and travel usage when compared to the stiffer ones on the DualShock 4, making them way more precise when you're playing something that requires you to actually hit someone in multiplayer or a first-person shooter game. The buttons on the right have a really weird mouse-like click feel, and it will take a bit of getting used to with the feedback and the sound, but overall they're a tad bit more responsive than the classic ones. Something that I liked about the controller are the left and right triggers, which besides the usual travel distance, now have a way to shorten it, making them really useful in first-person shooters, where a few milliseconds could mean the difference from taking a win home for the team or throwing your controller towards your TV. Now here's where things get interesting. Razer added 4 extra custom buttons to the controller, 2 of them are near the trigger buttons, while the other 2 are positioned so well on the bottom of the controller that it makes me wonder why Sony didn't include something similar on theirs. All custom buttons can be remapped to any other button on the controller by holding the remap button and pressing the button you want to use and then the one that it will be mapped to. Switching between the 3 profiles, 1, 2 and the default one, can be done at the press of a button, and 2 LEDs will give you a visual confirmation on which profile is selected. To make it a bit more customizable, the M3 and M4 buttons can be removed with the included screwdriver if for some reason you find them uncomfortable. There is also the option to use a pair of wired headphones, and you can enable or disable the microphone or control the volume of the headphones in small increments by holding down the volume button and pressing up or down on the D-pad. Here's something that might turn people away from this: you cannot use it with the PlayStation VR if the game needs your controller to be tracked, and you probably might have guessed why. If not, let me be Captain Obvious and point out the fact that it's missing the light bar, so there is no way for the camera to track your controller without a light source. Something that I was curious about was its compatibility with Windows 10, and after installing the drivers from the Razer official website, I can say that in all of the games that I've tested, it works and behaves exactly as an Xbox One controller. Overall, this is a solid controller, and if you plan to use it in a competitive environment, then this might give you a slight edge over other people playing with a regular one, but is it worth $180? Probably not. I can't in all honesty recommend this controller for any average Joes out there because of the really steep price. I mean, don't get me wrong, it really is a great controller, it's solidly built, offers decent ergonomics, but not at that price point. However, should you find it for $100 or less, then by all means go for it, as you will not regret it.
Now that was all from my side, but do let me know down in the comments if you would be willing to spend a considerable amount of money on the Raiju, if it would give you a slight advantage in online games, or if the DualShock 4 is more than enough for you. Do you think custom controllers are the way to go, and do they justify the price? Anyway, if you like this video, you know what to do. Get subscribed for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.